Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So I want to talk about The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3, I guess the new Behind the Dead teaser that we got the other day. And I want to talk about some new characters that we're getting here, some of the visuals here, and some other stuff for the upcoming season. So definitely make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. I will also be streaming some Dead by Daylight later, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't followed me on Twitch, definitely go and do so. The channel name is Appetite for the Dead. I'll be live later on today. I'm not entirely sure when, but I'll probably be like later today. And yeah, I haven't played that in like a couple of days, so I should start this before we get into the video and talk about, everything that I want to get into here. I do want to, say rest in peace to Kelly Mack, who played Addie on The Walking Dead. She passed away yesterday, I believe, and really sad. She was a great character in season 9, really played an awesome role in the Whisperer arc, like one of the coolest roles that you can honestly play during the Whisperer arc, and it's just so sad and so tragic to see that. And it's just, I've been seeing a lot of people, having like tributes out there and all that. Scott Gimple, I noticed, posted something today. It's sad. It's whenever something like this happens and it's, someone from the Walking Dead family, obviously, like I feel like that's the one thing about, the Walking Dead family that's really great, is that everyone's like all in this story together. And so anyone that's on the show, people do just like, they love these characters a lot. And yeah, my condolences to the family, and just, yeah, horrible news to get yesterday. And again, my condolences to the family. Now, to get into what I wanted to talk about, which I know is kind of difficult to, I guess just like segue into something else here, but I do want to talk about the teaser that we got the other day. It was at the latest episode of Behind the Dead, and we actually meet a new character named Paz. And so I believe that's how you pronounce her name. It's like Paz or something. I believe it's like Paz, I'm pretty sure, so I'm going to pronounce it like that. But if I'm wrong, definitely correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. This character honestly looks like a really great character. The actress, I mean, first of all, I think the character looks really cool, but the actress just seems to have a lot of excitement and everything on set, and I wonder if that's what the character is a lot like. Like, it's kind of hard to tell based off of, what we're seeing here, just what the character is like, because the character almost seems a little bit more, down to earth and like more, I guess, serious, right? But it's one of those things that when you actually, see the actress who plays the character, like just in like normal life or whatever, or not acting, it's like they're totally different people. And so, I mean, at least based off of this teaser here. So I am interested in seeing what this character is gonna be like this season, because I think that this character honestly can be a really awesome character. I think that honestly, a lot of the characters that we're gonna meet in Spain, I think could be really great characters, because The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, at least in season 1, well, I guess really in season 2, like the characters that really stood out were Madame Genet, Codron definitely, and Isabelle, right? Like really amazing characters that people just really, really liked. And I think that the show is really great at casting, I would say. Like, this show specifically is so great at casting. All the characters have been so great, and even a lot of the characters that are just like one episode characters, like they're amazing characters, but then they'll just like die off or whatever, right? So I think that the way that they cast for this show, these characters are going to be so great, and I think that they will be like fan favorites, in season 3 and 4. And like, it is interesting to think about, the show ending after 4 seasons, and like if Isabelle was going to be alive the entire time, like she would have had to have been a bigger character here throughout the entire story, right? And it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if that was ever going to happen, and I do think that's probably why Isabelle was killed off, in the second season. First of all, they pretty much filmed season 1 and 2 back to back. Like, there might have been like some breaks in between or whatever, but it was almost filmed back to back from what I remember. And so to me, I think the character was probably always going to die. And I think, like, I don't even know, I'm trying to think of like where her story could have went overall. And like, they're going to be filming in Georgia most likely at some point, or like a new series, whenever they do that, like it's going to be somewhere, I guess, at the Commonwealth, Alexandria, something like that. It's most likely going to be set somewhere there, right? Like somewhere in the States for sure. And I don't know about getting all the actors from, France or Spain to, go to the States to film all of that. Like, that would be a lot. And so that's why I think a character like Paz here, I don't know if she's going to, I mean, I guess she could survive the series, but I don't think anyone's going to be going back to America or anything like that. Like, it really depends on what's happening with Spain. Like, this community could be completely done by the end of season 4, but season 2 kind of ended like that, with France and like the nest and all of that. So I don't know if they're going to do that same storyline here. So it'll probably have more of a happy ending, I'm assuming. But I think that Isabelle was likely always going to be gone. So to me, when I look at that story overall, like, I don't necessarily look at Isabelle as a character anymore that should be around the entire series, because I just don't think it would work overall, because there's a lot, like, that's the one thing with Laurent as well. Like, I think that's why Laurent was at Comic-Con last year, was because I do think he's going to be a pretty big part of The Walking Dead going forward. He could be in season 4, to be honest. I think that might be the one character that actually will be there in season 4, which I also want to talk about Codron for a second. So Codron obviously is just out there somewhere, right? I don't think we're going to see him in season 3 unless it's like a season 3 finale thing, but I'm curious on when this character is going to show up again, because if they're ending the story after season 4, is the character coming back? Because I honestly feel like the character just might be gone. Like, it would be one of those things that would be really frustrating, especially because this show is only 4 seasons. Like, a storyline like that, you can easily forget about if the show's like 8 seasons or 10 seasons. Like, eventually just get to a point where it's like, well, the character just like went somewhere or did this or whatever. Like, that was the goodbye to the character just ran off. But after 4 seasons, like, you're expecting the character to show up at some point, right? And if Codron is just gone, I mean, like, to me, I'm not a fan of that, honestly. I would like to see the character come back in some way. I don't expect it in season 3, but I think for season 4, the character should come back. I think that would be really great to see, because he was a really great character. His story was really great, and honestly, I think mirrors Daryl's in a lot of ways, because he lost his brother, and there was just a lot of similarities between the characters. And so I would like to see him back here, but I don't know if he's going to show up. But if he is going to show up at any point, it could be in the season 3 finale, or it's going to likely be in season 4. And if he doesn't show up then the character, I think, is just kind of done, because I don't see him showing up in, like, a reunion spinoff or something like that. Like, that's just not going to happen. Now, this really looks incredible. The visuals here, I think, are just absolutely amazing. Like, first of all, we see Daryl here, and you see a lot of the trees and like the mountains and stuff in the back. And then you get to this shot here of Paz, and you have her vehicle here. And I really cannot wait to watch this, because, like, it's just breathtaking. Like, you just look at the surrounding environment. I just can't believe that places like this exist. And I just love, like, the gravel roads here and just how much of nature we're seeing everywhere here. Like, it's something that I've really liked about this show specifically, is that they really show the environment in a way that no spinoff has yet. Like, even The Walking Dead never really did that, obviously, because there wasn't a lot of, different environments to see. But this spinoff specifically, like, we're seeing so many amazing environments here. And I just, I guess for what's happening here, I think that at this point, like, I'm imagining that they already know each other, because, I mean, unless Carol's somewhere here, I feel like they already know each other at this point here. And Daryl is going out somewhere on a mission, just because Paz here, like, when she's looking at Daryl, I feel like she already knows him at this point, right? And it's not like she's meeting him for the first time. So I think at this point, she already knows him. He's on a mission here by himself to go do something. And she shows up here and she's going to help him. And so it's going to be a really cool Daryl and Paz mission here. And we'll have to wait and see, I guess, where this goes. But that's my prediction as to how this is all going to play out. But we actually do see this one shot here that I really do think is a nod to the Whisperers in a sense, but obviously these are just masks here. But you do see Paz here in this shot. There's like a castle or like a gate or something here, and you see like these walker masks here that are really, really cool. Like, honestly, really amazing stuff. And I think this tells us a little bit about what the community could be like. Like, I do think, based off a lot of the ceremony stuff we've seen and the celebrations of everything, that in some way they celebrate walkers. Now, I don't know if that's like, in a very like Whisperer way, where it's like they want to become walkers, or if it's like the Foragers in The Walking Dead Dead City. I don't think it's going to be like that. These masks here are literally just masks, right? Like, anyone can wear these masks, right? And so I imagine that maybe it's more of like a scarecrow type of thing, where they want to like scare people away from the community, or I'm not sure what this is going to mean overall, but that's one of the exciting things about getting into the story here, is learning a lot more more about what this is going to mean overall. Also, I do want to point this out too. Paz here is in a vehicle, and actually, never mind. I was going to point out the fact that it's kind of crazy that she has a vehicle, but literally, I think in season 1 and 2, there was vehicles everywhere. Like, yeah, in season 2, there was vehicles that they were all using. For some reason, I was just under the impression that there was no vehicles so far in the series. Now, also, one thing that I do want to get into here is what we actually saw at the very end of the Behind the Dead teaser, and that is on Lauren Cohen directing. So it was kind of cool to see her talking about directing, and I wanted to talk about this because I think it's really great when a lot of the cast, you know, I guess comes back to like direct, or they'll have like bigger roles in The Walking Dead. Maybe it's like, you know, story-wise, or it's just, you know, directing or something, or producing. And I think that it's awesome to see, and I'm wondering, when is Andrew Lincoln coming back to direct? Because I don't think he actually directed an episode ever, but he was like shadow directing, right? Like I think he showed up for some episode. I don't know if it was season 9 or 10. I think it might have been season 9, but it was a later episode anyway, sometime during the Whisper arc, I believe. And he was like shadow directing. So he was watching a director direct and just sort of learning and all of that. And I'm wondering if like, from that experience, like, does he want to actually direct an episode of The Walking Dead? Or was that experience just like, oh, it was kind of cool, but I just kind of want to stick to acting? You know, like, I'm just curious, like, is he going to actually direct at some point? Because when he did that, I was kind of under the assumption that at some point he would direct an episode of The Walking Dead. So hasn't really happened yet, but yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here though. Definitely post your thoughts down below. You know, post your predictions for, I guess, season 3. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.